Tilt it up a little bit. Tilt it up towards you. There you go.
Priorities. Okay, fellas, just to let you know, we're probably about 20 to 30 minutes ahead of schedule.
Yeah.
Which is amazing, because the way some of y'all talk, but what we're gonna do, after we conclude this session, we'll probably take a little bitty, probably about a 15-minute break, so y'all can get something to drink, wet the whistle, whatever you gotta do, and then we'll join back with Alexandria later. But at this time, we have Weaver High School. Weaver competes again in 3A, Region 6. Their region opponents are Welborn, Sachs, Pleasant Valley, Piedmont, B.V. Comer, Glencoe, and Randolph County. Representing Weaver High School today is head football coach, Coach Taylor, and his players are senior running back, defensive end, Isaiah Woods, and senior offensive line and defensive line, Dalton Arnett. Coach Taylor, we'll start with your opening comment.
Well, first of all, I want to thank y'all for doing this. This is awesome. You know, I grew up watching like SEC Media Days. I got on yesterday and watched Talladega Media Days. That was just seeing that and the way that y'all put our kids out there. I just really appreciate that, because that's why we got into this game. You know, to be servants and to get our kids out there, and this really brings it to the forefront. So I appreciate that. You know, the two gentlemen I got with me today are two of our seniors that are the building blocks of our program. You know, the team from last year, they graduated a lot of starters, a lot of players, and so, you know, we had a lot of turnover. Coach Hamby leaving, and he did a great job with them. And some of those coaches aren't there with us anymore. And so just the turnover there, I really had to lean on this senior class, and you know, not just these two guys. We have several others, Devontae Hilliard, Marcelo D'Ambrosio, and several other guys that have stepped up and really bought into what we're doing. The all-season program, got into it. You know, our leadership team, we have a pride program that we do that represents our core values, and we have each group of that, the pride, the letters, we have two athletes that represent that, and we meet on Tuesday mornings and we go over leadership things with them, and then after workouts they take their group that they've selected and they go over what they were taught that morning, and they really bought into that. They really jumped on that in the weight room and everything we do. You know, we also on Wednesdays during the summer, all 7 weeks of workouts, we brought in a different speaker from the community. We've had Sean Green, the all-time leading rusher at Weaver, came in and spoke to the team. We've had Dustin Merritt, Keith Merritt, lawyers. We've had pastors. We've had Police Chief Marcus Wood last Wednesday gave a powerful testimony about where he came from and how he came from, Anniston, and rose himself up. And just the whole time since I've been there, I want to make sure that we teach our guys how to be better men, better students, and better athletes. And I think if we take care of the first one, we don't have any problem taking care of the last one. And I've really tried to do that, and I can see the results during the summer. The 7-on-7s we've done, the workouts. We tested last week on our strength conditioning program, and numbers across the board shot up. Our 40 times, our 10-yard splits all shot up, and so that kind of shows me. And then we've had youth camp this week, and we've taken volunteers of the players to come work the youth camp, and we've had, especially these two, they've been there almost every night. Tuesday we got back. Tuesday we went to Albertville to 7-on-7. We pulled up at 4:49. I parked the bus in front of the stadium. We walked out. Camp started at 5. And I told the guys they didn't have to stay if they didn't want to, and these guys stayed. And we went out there and worked with our youth in our program. So that's kind of where we're at. I think it's going to lead to great dividends. I think we're going to give great effort in everything we do this year, and it's going to put us for a chance to win each game we're in. And that's all you can ask for is have a shot at the end of the game.
Go ahead, Joe.
Isaiah and Dalton, just what's been different about Coach Taylor than what you were used to, and what's different about the program now?
You know, it's been a real culture shock, you know, coming from Coach Hamby and having a new guy come in, but it's been a good culture shock. I miss Coach Hamby, and he was a good coach, but Coach Taylor puts us in a position where we learn new things and we do the things to our best ability, and we do everything with our pride that he's taught us. We have a great chance to succeed this year in everything we do.
Coach Hamby was a great man. I really enjoyed this playing under him, bringing me up from just 6th grade and on, and just letting me play in varsity at a young age. And it was kind of different because as a younger kid, it's like I thought he was going to graduate with us like that. I like how we got Coach Taylor at the system, and he's trying to provide something different to the table.
Justin, along all those lines, I think you're the longest tenured of the new head coaches in the county. I think there's 3 of them, and you're the one that's been in that job the longest. How helpful has that been that you've been able to get, you know, do a spring and a lot of stuff? And what have you learned about being a head coach in that long period of time? Now, Etheridge has been a head coach, but
Right.
Chandler has not, and you have not. So that's kind of where I'm getting to.
Yeah, I got Chandler by a long shot, don't I? You know, one thing I've learned, you know, my transition over in the spring was a little different than most because I still had to work at Cherokee County for half a day, and I'd come over after lunch. And then one of the big things that helped me is Coach Harper at Weaver High School has been a big help because he was my own guy, campus guy. He was there for me when I wasn't there, and he would handle things. You know, he's my defensive coordinator, and he was on the previous staff, and so that was a big transition, helping me there when I wasn't there during the day. And then actually we filled our staff just about 3 weeks ago. We finalized it and got everybody together. So that's been a transition with that. Another thing that's different from, you know, calling an offense and now being a head coach is, you know, I used to give out my number to everybody. I used to let everybody have my cell phone number because you know, I believe that, you know, I'll talk to you. Well, now I may regret it because it's been blowing off the hook with different people, from college coaches to people trying to sell stuff, people trying to ask about fundraising. And so things like that are different. You know, you have to worry about how much equipment you got. You got to make sure you get it ordered. You got to get POs in. And it's not just, hey, I need balls, call the guy, and it gets there 2 weeks later. There's a whole process, and it's different for every school. You know, I had done some of that stuff at Cherokee County, and I had it pretty down pat the way to do it there, but it's different here in Calhoun County. And so I've had to learn that, you know, build our fan base, how we want to do things. So that's been a big transition there, having to do the other stuff beside coaching. You know, it was really this summer before I felt like I got to just coach again. And because all of getting there and getting things going and working, I felt like I was doing a lot of other stuff. And now when we got here this summer, I've enjoyed the summer more than I have anything because I get to coach again. And that's why I, you know, got in this game was to coach and work with these young men. So.
Coach Taylor, you played under Coach Short at Heflin and coached under Coach Curry in Cherokee County. Talk a little bit about what you take from both those, but it very much sounds like you have your own mindset that you're developing as a head coach.
Yeah, and both those guys, and I don't not just those two guys. You know, at Heflin you had Coach Short, you had Von Lee, Chris Cagle, who was my defense coordinator. I talked to him. I saw him in Montgomery last week, and I sat down in the lobby of the Renaissance and talked to him for 2 hours. And just guys like that, the stuff, the values they installed, you know, growing up and playing, the mentality of hard work and buying into your teammates and all those things. And a lot of those things I brought back in. And then, you know, with Coach Curry, he taught me a lot of life lessons about being a head coach because he actually let me do a lot of stuff. He put me to the forefront of stuff and taught me some stuff. And so, you know, things like that, and then how to deal with different people. You know, Coach Curry's a great man. I just talked to him last week. You know, he's chomping at the bit to see how things are. Coach Short too. And then Neil Wester, the basketball coach at Cherokee County. Great man. I talked to him last night, and you'll have to forgive me. I'm a passionate person, and Coach Wester is a great Christian man and one of my mentors. And so just things he taught me about coaching, about my walk, how to be a Christian coach, things like that. You know, and I take from all over. You know, not just them. You know, Coach Ron Irvin, defense coordinator at Mumford, one of my best friends. I talked to him this week. I learned lessons from him. Michael Easley, Jameson Edwards were my junior high coaches, and now you know they're all prominent roles in this county and over in Talladega County, and all those guys. Just the things that I saw in their demeanor and carried over. It's just, you know, I've got so many role models coming from Heflin, Cherokee County, that just helped shape my career and what I believe in, and they hit it all different facets: spiritually, athletically, teamwork. You know, our core values, a lot of them are based off of things I learned at all those places from all those people, and it shaped the Pride program that I've started. So.
Coach, talk about your region a little bit and your schedule for the year.
Well, you know, we open at Cleveland County at Ellie Bell Field, which is kind of interesting because the last game that I played in high school was 2002. We lost to North Jackson in the state semifinals, and I was thinking about this today. The last time that I've been interviewed like this was the Wednesday or Thursday before that. I was interviewed about our rematch with North Jackson in the semifinals, and young and brash as I was then, I made the comment that North Jackson needs to be careful what they wish for, and then they beat us 10-0. And then that Saturday morning I wake up, my high school career is over, and I go and pick up the paper, and the front page of the Anniston Star is me laying on the ground with one of my teammates consoling me. And so I was thinking about that today. You know, that's the last time I've been in an interview setting like this. It's going to be big, you know, opening at Cleveland County, back home. I've got family that's coming, going to be there. We got an off week, and then we go play Welborn. You know, Coach Smith's got them rolling right now. He's got one of the better squads he's had. I think they've turned about all 22 starters, and they're very confident. So that's tough. You know, our region as a whole is tough. You know, but I've been in a region for the last 8 years with Jacksonville and Aniana and Hoax Bluff. I've seen, you know, Darren Meads for 3 of the 4 years. I've seen Wiggins. I've seen all those guys. So to me, it's nothing new. You know, you go out and compete. In our non-region schedule in 2016 at Cherokee County, you know, we played Cedartown, Georgia, Piedmont, and then Carver, Birmingham. So I think, you know, iron sharpens iron, and I'm excited for it. I'm ready for our schedule, and I'm just excited to see what these guys can do in that region schedule because, you know, I know it's tough, but, you know, if it was easy, everybody'd do it. So.
Your last high school game was at Heflin, and your first head coaching game is going to be at Heflin, right?
Yes, sir.
Establish that's what we were talking about.
Justin, I'm seeing running back on Isaiah's thing here. Can you just talk about all the people that are going to step in at those skill positions that you have to replace and what he brings to carrying the ball?
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, you know, the roster that turnover from last year, we've had to fill a lot of spaces. We're going to have, you know, Isaiah's going to play running back. He did a good job in the spring. He's a tough downhill runner. Like he was telling somebody earlier, was telling about some of the role models and people he's looked at online, watching Trey Mason and Derrick Henry and some of those bigger backs and how they run. You know, at quarterback, we're going to have Taylor Thompson. You got Devontae Hilliard, who's going to play some running back / receiver. Marcelo D'Ambrosio is going to step in. I think he mainly played cornerback last year. He's going to play a little bit more receiver this year. We'll have some younger guys step in. Jackson Williams will be a freshman, is going to get some playing time at different skill spots. You know, a lot. If I went through the list of all the different people who are going to step in, it'd probably take up another 20 minutes because, you know, the roster from last year was one of the biggest classes in Weaver history. You know, and they lost. And they graduated a ton of starters, and so we're replacing a bunch. And, you know, those are just some of the ones that have stepped up over the summer that I'm really confident in, and I'm confident in some more. But I hope that answers your question.
Isaiah, how do you like carrying the ball, and Dalton, what's it like to block for him?
My man right here, he's my best friend, and I'm gonna trust him. And that's the man right there. And I've never best friend with Shamar Mays. He's the right side, he's the right tackle. But it's gonna be a different type of running style. What you see from Shamar's speeds, he's very elusive. This year is gonna be more of a power running game.
You know, blocking for Shamar last year, if you just gave him a little bit of space, he was gone. I mean, about every play with him. Blocking for Isaiah, it's a different animal. You better get out of his way or he's going through you. You don't I learned that when we played Anderson. But if he trusts me, I'm going to trust him. And, you know, the good thing about this team, we trust each other and we're more together this year. And I really appreciate that. But, I mean, we're planning on getting it done this year.
You got cleat marks on between your numbers, right, for where he's run over you.
Oh,
You
plenty
got-
of times. Plenty of times. He was my running back in 8th grade, and it happened in 8th grade, too.
Any other questions? Anybody else? Okay, well, congratulations, Coach. Thank y'all for coming today. I just received word that our food is ready.
Amen.
When y'all come down, we're gonna let these players try to get to it first. We'll just go out these doors and to the right, and you'll go down the little hallway, and there'll be a sandwich buffet set up out there where you can eat what you need to, okay? And then we'll probably be back in here by 11:20, 11:30, and be ready to come back with Alexandria. Thank you.